why you should never chase a man. So let's talk about it. So in today's podcast, Sissy and I, we're going to talk about, well, she's primarily going to talk about why you should not chase a man. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, CC, and I am joined by my husband. Hey, babe.
Hey, everybody, this is Will. Everybody, this is Will, and welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you in this podcast. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when these videos come out. Now, this is a weekly podcast. And in this podcast, we talk about
a whole lot of stuff
like
in this podcast. We talk about love, family, relationships. What else? I feel like I'm missing something.
No, I think you got it. Love, family, relationship, nothing else.
Yes, that's it. So welcome back. Glad to have you guys back. You know, as you guys know, before we get into the topic of the day, we like to go into our blissful moment. I had one last week. So baby, what is yours?
What's my blissful moment? I forgot to look for one.
Okay.
I did. What's my blissful moment? I don't know. I mean, so many things happen.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm here. Listen, it's been a good week. Obviously I'm still here, which is a good thing. I think the kid started getting back to school, so we're getting them back in the routine, and
that's been going pretty well.
I try to get back in my routine of reading bedtime stories to them. I kind of moved away from it a little bit. But we started that, which has been good. You know, they come and sit around, and the little one picked a book specifically for that. Yeah. And I got to give it to her. She picked a book that has like 5-minute stories. So it's not those long ones. There was that one time was reading, it hit 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, is this story going to end? And actually they enjoyed it. But I felt bad that I had to cut it short.
5 minutes.
30 minutes is long.
30 minutes is long.
But this one is like, I think there's like maybe about 10 stories within that book, and they each runs about 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So
5 minutes bedtime story.
So it's a good thing that I'm getting to spend that little extra time right before bed. Keep Sissy out of the room. I do my thing, and then once we're done, I send one of them to go get her. So I guess that's blissful.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do like it. I like it when they're just like in their room, read the book, daddy-daughter time, bedtime story, while I go take care of whatever I need to take care of, whether if it's in the kitchen or whatever it is.
Oh, one thing. The little one, she likes to correct you. Now, English is not my first language, so sometimes there's words that I say the wrong way. And there's this, one of the stories that we're reading, there's this girl's name, I think the name was Merida. I kept saying Merida, and she kept saying, Daddy, it's Merida. Yeah, these kids, they'll call you out. Now, in public, I have to be very cautious and make sure that I say the words right.
This is so funny. What did you keep saying?
I kept saying Merida, but the character's name in the story is Merida. So for the first couple of minutes, so I'm like, okay, the last 3 minutes of the story. So whenever I get to that name,
you pause.
I pause and remember, it's not Merida, it's Merida. You know, when the older one will let it fly, the little one, she's like, no, Daddy, that's not how you say it. It's Merida. So,
oh my God, my head hurts.
These kids just don't know. There's words that's just not right for me to say.
The kids have no filters. They have no filters, especially when they're younger. They have no filter. They'll make sure. I feel like she's like, all right, Dad, just so you know, it's not that. But I feel like with the other one, she doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, the other one, the older one's more mindful. Hey, this is my dad. I can correct him. But the little one's like, Daddy, it's Merida. Actually, I just said the name wrong. It's Merida. See, she's laughing at my misery. She's laughing at it.
Oh my god!
But it's fun. Good thing she wasn't there to laugh at me.
Oh my god!
But we laughed about it, and then whenever I get to the name, I kind of pause, and then okay, Daddy's trying to say it right, and then I say it, and then they give me a head nod. Yeah, you got it. But hey, it's been good. Hopefully, I don't run into any other stories with like difficult names. Actually, I've never met anyone named Merida. Why you keep laughing? See? You see? You see? See, my blissful moment is not only blissful for me. Someone's having a good time about my blissful moment.
Oh my god, this was funny, babe. This was really funny. I did not know that. See, I didn't know that.
I'm embarrassed. No, I'm embarrassed. Okay, we gotta get on with this podcast. Otherwise, she's gonna spend the whole night.
My stomach
laughing.
hurts.
So.
Oh my god, my stomach hurts.
Okay, calm down. Enough laughing at your husband. No, you hurt my egos now. You hurt my self-esteem, my feelings.
Okay, I hope you'll be fine. Oh my god, this hurts
anyway,
so bad.
So she's had a blast about my blissful moments. I think that's the best blissful moment I've had, or at least
I think so too.
The one
my head
that
hurts.
she's enjoyed the most.
Your pain. Am I saying the wrong
Oh, there was no pain. It was just fun.
And what's the name, babe?
Okay, now I get it's Merida. See, she can't
okay.
can't stop having fun.
Let me collect myself so we can get to the
misery.
Podcast. Yes. Well, and you said something else that was funny too. What was it? Embarrassed?
Okay, that's it. I got that from Kojo. By the way, there's this
Okay,
kid.
let's go. Let's go.
There we go. So let's get to the topic of the day.
Go.
Enough of her laughing at my misery. So,
but your blissful moment was very blissful, though.
Well, that's why it's blissful. It's
yeah,
fun. The kids had to laugh at me as well.
You couldn't find one, but look at me. My head is hurting me like crazy right now.
Told you I was never funny man. Anyway, so the topic of the day. Let's get back to this so we don't spend this whole podcast laughing. Reason
why not? Laugh
why
is good for you, right?
should never chase a man. Now, this has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Because I never chase men. But reason why you should never
as a man.
chase a man.
Right.
And never chase a woman. A woman chases me. Anyway, so
well,
why should
I'm sure you all have heard Proverbs 18, verse 22.
There she goes with the Bible verses.
Right? Proverbs 18, verse 22 says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." And then see who he finds a husband. Because he gotta find you.
So according to the Bible, the man has to find a woman, not the woman finding the man.
Yes, according to the Bible, yes.
Yeah, the Bible was written years ago. That
Okay.
was when
I understand.
women couldn't go out to go find men. So now women can go out.
Well, I understand it's like, 2022. 21st century, 2022. Yeah. Everybody do whatever they got to do. They chase their man. They like, I'm going to make that move. I'm going to take action and go after what I see, what I like.
Go-getters mentality.
But in reality, is it something that men really like? When you think about it?
Being chased?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been chased before. But I could see that men could feel flattered if they're looking to just have a good time, right?
But
or if they were already into you, it may be a lot easier. See, if the man was already attracted to you and you come up on them and you're a bit aggressive, they'll probably open up to you because there was already some interest. But if it's someone who's not into you and your goal is to look for a meaningful relationship, chasing that person can backfire on you. Because if the initial attraction is not there and you come too aggressive, you may turn that person off. So If it worked out for someone, great.
Right.
If I was single, you chase me.
How would you feel?
Well, it depends on if I'm just looking to have fun and you're not like someone that maybe I'm thinking is risky. We'll just have some fun. But if I'm looking to settle down, I'll probably take a step back to see where that goes.
But how would your reaction feel towards that person, that girl? Like, you would be like, I can't believe this girl approached me and say something.
Well, how would I feel?
Right.
Say if someone comes up to me and say, hey, I like you and I want to hang out with you. Mm-hmm. Given the type of person I am, I'm not going to blow you off right off the bat. Because I believe, a complete, no, I don't like you, get away from me. Mm-hmm. That's like slapping this person. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I'll probably just smile and say, hey, how are you? If we had met before, I'll introduce myself. If it's someone that I know already, then we'll probably chat a little bit. I'll probably brush it off the first time. I'll probably look at it, hey, you're just joking. And then we laugh at it and say, hey, I like you too. We've been hanging out. And then if it becomes something that I feel like, you know what? This person is really not. So it becomes something that keeps happening. Then if I'm not already into you, I'll probably find ways to put you down very easy.
Okay.
If I'm into you, I may open up. But it just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Right? Now, if I'm looking to have some fun, we'll have some fun.
Right. You said it doesn't feel right. Like, what is it about it doesn't feel right? Like, I want to hear from a man.
For me, now I'm not speaking for every man.
Right.
However, if someone approaches me in that sense, well, first I'm going to think, are you desperate? How many other guys have you approached this way? Do I have something that you're trying to take advantage of me or something? So I start running these thoughts because and at least in our community, it's not common for it to happen this way.
Right. True.
And obviously in the household that I was brought up, it's not something that's expected. As men, we expected to be the one that go out and find our mates. But that doesn't mean we can't find the right mate when that person approaches us. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's how you do it and were there already an initial attraction to that person. Because if the initial attraction was there, it could go pretty smoothly. But you'll find sometimes people choose the wrong person to approach and do this too.
True.
Now it hasn't happened to me. I'm just speaking hypothetically. But did you chase me?
Did I? Boy. I don't think me personally, CC, would not have the courage. If I see you, you look good. I have my ways of flirting, have my ways of trying to get you to see my attention, to get my attention, to grab my attention. But as far as me approach to you and says, hey, you want to holla? As far as me approach you and say something to you like that will never happen. It's not even about confidence. It's just like knowing from when you're a little kid, you always hear that the boy should approach the girl to ask to date you in for marriage. And I understand nowadays things change where us women were making the move. We like, all right, you're not making the move. Let me just like hop on and ask you out or whatever. But it's just not me. Even if we weren't married, I just still don't see me doing that. I'm a somewhat old school-ish, at the same time modern, but it just doesn't seem right to me. Like me approaching and says, hey, would you like to hang out?
I've been looking at you. You look sharp.
But there's a lot of ways, ladies, that we flirt.
You can pay a guy compliments. I think paying a guy a compliment is absolutely fine.
Well, compliment is different versus like me approaching and says, hey, would you like to go out? Now, if we're friends, even if we're all friends, it still doesn't seem right because you got to make the move. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking you need the one to make the move. You got to like make the move. Because a lot of time, if I'm being honest, when I see a man make the move, it's like he's a macho man. He made the move to approach this girl, to talk to this girl. If I see a man don't approach a girl and the girls approach you, then I'm like, okay.
Listen, I believe that if you see something you want, you go for it. And some ladies would do that. Now, this is a different time. Obviously, the household that we were brought
But
up,
you
there's
can't
certain
say
things
that
we
though,
were,
babe. Like if it's someone like your sister, for example, since she's a little bit older now, if she decided to approach someone, right? Like in our community,
am I gonna tell her no?
in our community, you'll feel a certain way about it.
Yes.
But I don't want it to be where you see what you see and you get it. But you got to think about, this is not how we were raised. This is not how things, I understand it's 2022.
Yeah.
A lot of things change. People do things because they are rushing into things. But if you're patiently waiting for the right man to come, he will come. Like you go and approach some guy.
Listen, if you're getting in your 40s and nothing's happened, now, listen, there are times where it can work. However, when you push yourself into someone, you're opening yourself up to get hurt, and it can happen. And as ladies, you know, listen, guys, us guys, we tend to be a little bit stronger when it comes to our emotions or our self-esteem. Where someone can reject us and we just move on. It's no big deal. Our ladies, in many times, are a bit more emotional than we are. Rejections can be a little bit tougher to deal with. That doesn't mean guys doesn't deal with rejection as hard, but don't put yourself in a position where you can get hurt. However, sometimes there are things that may seem right to you, and if you do it, just know what you're getting yourself into. And if you're gonna consider that, just gauge it. Make sure it makes sense.
Yeah, and I know that. Listen, here's the thing. Man, they have their check box too. What? They have their boxes. They want to make sure to check.
Yes.
There's certain men who would not appreciate that move. I'm just saying. There's certain guys out there who will be like you said earlier, if you've done it to me, how many guys have you done it to? So, so now we're going to share with you guys 5 reasons, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, why you should never, ever, ever. It doesn't look good. Right?
Chasing a man can make it seem like you clingy.
Yes.
You needy. You desperate. Right? And if you come across desperate to a man, or at least to me, I'm going to think how many other people you've been desperate to.
Just like you can't be single. You got to be with somebody.
Or listen, is this a trap? What, you can't find no one and you're just going to try to kidnap me and take me and hoping that I'm just
whoever that comes across your path.
Yeah. You're like, the next guy I see, I'm just going to take him. I got to take my chances.
And there's some people that they go out to clubs. That's where they get their man. Or I can't say library, but the clubs and the gyms and the wells.
Well, listen, you can find your mate in any place.
True.
You can find your mate in any place. It's just that when you see this person you're attracted to are using the right approach to give this person a chance to get to know who you are.
Right.
Because remember, many of us, before we get close to someone, we can have an idea that you're not crazy.
Right.
And believe me, a clingy woman, a needy woman could be a headache. You get with someone like this, they want to control everything you do.
Yeah.
You gotta give them a report of whatever you do, including what time you went to sleep.
Oh God, no.
Or if you met this person at the gym, the moment that you let this person in, you cannot look around the gym anymore because they'll be there with you. And if you look at someone who's going by, they think you cheating.
True.
Clingy woman, needy woman, over controlling woman.
Thank God I'm not a needy woman. I'm not. I'm not.
And listen, you don't want to come across that to a man. So yes, put yourself in a position to get to know. First, try to let them get to know the man and give them a chance to get to know who you are.
Right.
And that will make, even if you're going to make that move, that will make it a lot easier to kind of like give them hints, little hints, and eventually it may happen.
Yes, eventually it will happen. Like I was watching a show a few months back, and there's actually this guy and there was this girl who actually approached him at the bar, and he's like, she's a pretty girl. She's beautiful. But because of that move that she made, it's such a turn off to him. So he had to be like, nah, I'm good. You know, there's guys out there who feels like it's a turn off.
Yeah.
And there's guys who they're like, okay, great, you made the move. And if you never did, things would never happen. But it is, to me, it's just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Listen, not married, so I don't put myself in this position. But if a pretty girl comes to me and you say something like this, I'm not gonna push you away. We're gonna have a conversation. It's always good to be in the companion of a pretty woman. Now, whether or not anything is gonna go anywhere from there, that's probably not. But we'll chat.
You're a nice dude. I could see that it works for you. Listen, the second thing I want to talk
that
about.
That girl may allow me to grab another girl. Listen. When girl sees you with a pretty girl, it makes them need you more. So after I kick you off, I can go.
Are you talking from experience, baby? I feel like we talking from experience here.
No, I've never experienced that. I'm only hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
that's it. So another thing, as she was about to say, is
that sometimes you will not be treated well.
Yeah,
you won't. And I'm sure you guys may have heard of this before. What was it called? A doormat, where everybody just like steps on it and move on. Listen, it's like, listen.
Yeah, when you're too easy, you can become,
when you're too easy, you can become a doormat, where everybody just step on it and then move on.
This doesn't sound right at all. Doormat, we just step on it.
It's harsh, but that's just the way of looking at it. Right. You just become a doormat, where I step on it and I move on.
And no one wants to be that.
No one wants to be a doormat. You don't want to be that girl. Oh, yeah, I whatever.
So,
I hate it. You don't want to be that girl. Like, it sucks to be when you're a pretty girl and you got a great looks and body or whatever, and then every time you turn around trying to find something or someone,
already know who you are.
They're like, you damn, like, do I have to move out of town or something? So yeah.
So yeah, you got to think of yourself.
Doormat.
What do you, by doing this, how are you going to allow yourself to be treated? And believe me, as a man, if I didn't work hard for something, I'm probably not going to treat it with a lot of value. Now, This is very harsh to say about a human being. However, remember, the harder someone works for something or someone, the more value they put on it, because they know that I put some work. And working to get to a woman, it allows you to really value this person. It allows you to get to know all of the things that's important to this person. Because as you're trying to work to get in, this person keep pushing you away and keep letting you know this is what's important. This one. Yes, when you finally get there, you're most likely going to stick around. But if it's too easy, first I'm going to think, how many other people you've been easy with? That's the first thing. Second, who else are you going to be easy with?
That part.
Right? So don't put yourself in a position to be that, because many people that you approach, they'll open up and they'll pretend and then they'll just do what they do and they move on.
Right.
And you can't force them to stay.
Yeah. And sometimes it can be like a one-sided relationship, right?
Well, yeah.
Where you're doing all the effort because you want to keep this person.
Oh,
like, all right,
I sacrifice stuff.
Yeah, it's like I approach you, so I gotta make sure
and listen,
I do all the hard work.
Some guys, if they know that you need them so much that they can do whatever, you're gonna stick around, they'll do whatever. And eventually they're still gonna leave.
And I think some guy too, if they are the player type, they will play you. And I think that's the hurtful part. Because they know that they didn't pursue you, you pursue them. So therefore they may have another girl that they really like, that they approach.
You become the side
and
chick.
You become like, okay, I don't really put much worth into you because you the one that came at me. So therefore, it sucks. Yeah. And I truly feel like the other thing that I want to say is that your world will definitely revolve around this person.
Oh, yes.
Like,
he's the center of your world. You do everything for him.
You buy shoes, you buy clothes, you buy my car, watches. I didn't buy anything.
You know what? You should have bought me stuff.
See, here's the thing: when you're dating a man who pursue you, they buy you stuff. But when you're the girl doing it, then it's like, oh, I got to spend all the money because I made the moves and I got to spend all the money. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm just saying.
And you know, when a relationship is like this, yes, you lose yourself as a human being. You lose your self-confidence. Mm-hmm. This man will walk over you because they know you will not go anywhere because you're desperate and you need them. And yes, you lose a lot of time. You lose a lot of time because believe me, a relationship like this most likely will not last.
Yes.
So all that time you've committed to be with this person and do all of that stuff, you bound to lose them.
Yeah, and you will barely have time for yourself because you're constantly questioning whether if this is something that's working. Is he happy? Yeah. But it's never about am I happy? So there's just so much, ladies, when you think about it, when you the one chasing this man and when you're the one that got this man, you barely have time for yourself because you start questioning yourself about whether if it's you or why isn't he happy? Why isn't he,
Yeah, well, you find yourself committing a lot of time to this person because you're afraid that if you don't do all, you may lose that person.
Right.
So every bit of time, every bit of resources you have, you most likely will try to put that towards this person, hoping that that'll keep them around.
And I truly feel like when you spend time on someone who neglect you, it actually will make you feel so deflated. Like it will make you feel like, this
self-esteem killer.
Yeah, and to me, this will make you lose yourself as a person, definitely. As a person, and you be like, I would never ever do this ever again in my life because this was a learning experience and I learned not to ever chase a man because it's draining.
Yeah.
Right? And then you find yourself lose your self-esteem and don't know who you are.
Everything else that comes with losing yourself. And this is where you have to be very, very, very mindful as to how you approach someone, because there are tactics if you use, you're putting yourself in a position to lose yourself, lose your confidence, and that can lead into other things that's not good for you, potentially depression.
Right.
Yeah. So, Harriet, if someone's going to go that route, be very cautious. I know that may have worked for a lot of people, but this is the risk that comes with it because not everyone's for everyone. And if you're going to go that route where you're going to take the first step, make sure that you're strong enough to be able to handle any pushback. You emotionally ground because if you're solid with your emotions, you approach this person that blew you off or you try to make something work, it didn't, and you can walk away unscathed. Keep trying.
While you were talking, and I was thinking about like sometimes the women tend to have those rebound guy. Yeah, and it's like, all right, it's just a thing.
Rebound guy. Well, some rebound guy likes it. They get some fun out of it. They know it's not for long. It's just kind of like, you know what? I just went through the lady just went through something emotional. They need someone to kind of like bounce the emotions and the urges on, and they get with that guy. And it's like, I know I'm being used, but I'm good. I get some fun out of it. Some people
and hopefully
are like that.
Those flesh doesn't fall for me. So that's another thing too, right? So yes, and I truly feel like too, it can be like,
it takes a toll on your emotions. Right. It'll drain you emotionally, and it could be a downhill roller coaster, if that's the right term to use. It kind of like really takes you down.
It is. It sure is.
Yeah. So emotionally, it'll take a toll on you. Not only if you get blown off from the approach, but so much you have to commit to that relationship that you find it's draining. It's exhausting.
It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's like taking care of a kid.
No. Listen, many times the man never asked for it.
Sure.
You offered that.
But that
who would say no to a good thing?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that they gotta be doing all this work.
But but if you choose to, and this is where you have to think of, if you're gonna go that route,
which you shouldn't.
You have to know how much you should be committing yourself. to that. So don't go that route and constantly trying to make this person what they don't want to be. So if you have to constantly be doing things for them to stick around, after the first few times you realize that, you should take a step back and say, that's not working. Let me just move on to the next guy.
Yeah.
Damn. That
Like
doesn't sound
doormat.
too good. But if you find yourself if you find yourself in a relationship like this where you the one that makes the first move and you having to be the one that keeps doing the things to keep the relationship together, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's painful. It's torturing. And ladies, please stop the chase and please let him catch you. Okay.
Yeah.
What I want to say is that, any other ones you want to share with them before I say my 2 cents here?
No, listen. I was just listening to you. Ladies never chase me, so I don't even know what that feels like.
Listen, ladies, bottom line is it's his job to court you, right? Women's supposed to be court. We're supposed to be like, hey, girl, what's up? You want to holler? You like when I say that.
If you're saying this, you're courting them. They're not courting you.
He's supposed to woo you, impress you, and convince you that he is the absolutely best
man for you.
The absolute best man on earth for you. Okay? And ladies, it's your job to be beautiful, to be charming, because you want him to approach you. You want to be the one that's make the decision for yourself, whether if he's worthy of your attention or the love and commitment, right? Because if you truly believe that you are the prize, if you are the prize, then he will sense your confidence and self-worth, and he will definitely double time.
Yes, a man will work hard
to win your favor, to make sure that he get you.
A man will work hard if they see value in you. However, some ladies are nuts.
Listen, here's
some
my thing.
Some ladies will play hard to catch.
That's me.
And some guy will be like, you know what?
That you're lost.
I'm gonna move on.
Then bye. Here's my thing. I know you don't like it, but I am very hard to get because I know I am worth a lot.
I was a month away from saying, you know what? Forget it.
You are lying.
Gone. Well, maybe 2 months away.
You are lying.
Well, her parents knew me.
No, they didn't. We're all church people. That's what we know.
Yes, they knew who I was. So I kind of could not run. But yes, play hard to catch or hard to get, whatever you're going to call it.
And it's fun, baby.
No.
It's fun. It's fun playing hard to get just so you can see where his attentions are. It's fun.
Not
playing
2
hard
years.
I mean, that's not true. That's not true. That is so not true. It was almost 6 months, 90 days, 6 months or 9 months?
No, it wasn't 9. If it was 9, I would have been gone. We
okay,
wouldn't
6
be here.
months.
If she was playing hard to get for 9 months, we would not be here.
120 days.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, but 9
Listen,
months, give or take.
at that time, I think 4 to 6 months. At that time, ladies, here's my thing. I was following Steve Harvey's book at the time. Just remember that book that came out 2005 or 2004. I was making sure I don't give up anything. I play hard to get to make sure he is the right one. If he's willing to wait, then he's the right one. But if it's not, then he's not the right one. Listen.
Well, what I would say is it was worth it.
Aw,
I know.
Thank you, baby. See?
It's worth it, you know? I'm here now because I exercised a little bit of patience. However, it was like running thin.
But here's the thing. You know what you're waiting for. You know what you're going to get. You know how she's going to be like, right?
Listen, if you're the right person for that man, they'll be willing to wait. So don't try to give it up. They'll be willing to wait because at the end of the day, they'll wait and they'll stay around. And if they're the right person.
Right. And here's the thing too. We were dating. We were talking. We're friends first. We get to know each other. Then he acts out. Then I let my parents know. Then we went
Yeah,
out.
they let the parents know just so you don't run.
Just,
you know?
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay.
Just so you don't run, they let the parents know. And, when the parents knows you can't run.
I mean, just to make sure you're not a serial killer. If I'm going out with you, I let my parents know I'm out with. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay. So if it's someone that you know, great. Take that. Befriend. Go out. And eventually maybe he might like what he sees and then he'll holla. What's up, shorty? What's up, shorty? Shorty.
Listen, if it's someone you know, you don't go, what's up, shorty. One day you're just going to be sitting together and before you know it, you're kissing. That's how it goes.
That's not true.
No, listen. When it's someone you know,
It happened
you're
to us,
hanging
though.
out. Now, I was very intentional about what I do.
Okay.
You have to be intentional. Otherwise, you miss the boat, So I was very intentional about what I needed and how I wanted it. So it happens. But if it's someone you know, it could happen by accident. You're in the moment, you're feeling each other, and it happens.
And here's not because I was a churchy girl, but because I know I matter, I have value, and I am worthy. So therefore, I make sure that I let him wait. And this is what he is looking for. And here we are, 15 years later. Right, babe?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So bottom line is, ladies, like I said earlier, please, these are our reasons why you should never chase a man. I know you heard it from a man. My husband told you guys exactly from the, what do you call this? From the mouth. What? From the what?
From the horse's mouth.
From the horse's mouth.
And
He's
I'm not a horse.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. There's a lot of red flags when a woman approach a man. There's a lot of red flags. There's a lot of is she a doormat? There's a lot of stuff that happen. But if it works for you, great. But it's something that we don't really think that should never, ever happen. But if it works for you, hey.
It's your life. You do what you want. Anyway, so we thank you guys for listening to this podcast on Should You Ever Chase a Man? Should You Ever Chase Me? Don't chase me. I'm married.
He's off the shell.
So, hey, thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
Our next podcast will be Should You Ever Chase a Married Man?
Okay, that should be interesting. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. Should you ever chase a married man? That's messed up, but she'll talk about it. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening to our podcast today. If this is your first time, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified. Now, there's a few things that Cece likes. She likes it when you subscribe, likes it when you like it, likes it when you comments, likes it when you share it. Did I get them all? Likes it when you click on the notification. Likes it when you... She likes it when you click on the notification bell.
Let's click on the bell.
Just click on the bell. She likes it. So we appreciate you guys listening. Please remember to check
when you click on the bell, honey? Do they know?
She likes it when you click on the bell so you can be notified when we put out these videos.
Ta-da.
And please remember to check us out on the audio channels, the Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, and that's it. So until next time, peace.
Bye.